So I've had this sketchbook finished since last year, almost a full year now, and I've just been putting off doing a sketchbook tour. But this is sketchbook number 9, and I recently finished sketchbook number 10. So it's about time that I actually go through this sketchbook because I started number 11 already. I started this January 28th, 2022, and it finished on March 9th. This is a US art supply field sketchpad. I don't recommend this, but I will be doing a review video. So I'll go into more of the reasons why I don't recommend this, but I don't recommend this for any material at all. Like most sketchbooks, you could probably say, well, pens work okay in this, or pencils, or maybe it was okay for markers. Nothing works good in this. But I finished it, and I think part of the reason was because I hated the paper so much that I finished it even quicker. So I think I did this in a video. If I did, I will leave a link to it in the cards. But these are my characters, Jane and Kara. If you watch sketchbook number 8, you'll see me draw them, but they look completely different than in sketchbook number 8 because their story changed a ton. They're still assassins who kind of hated each other, who then fall in love, but the setting and everything changed, so I had to change their outfits. More Jane and Kara. I actually did these pages later. I usually skip the first page or two so that I can do a nice spread. And yeah. So this is Mali from another story. I don't really draw much in here, but you might see Solomon from a story called Cleaners. I went more into that in sketchbook number 8. This is Walter. He's from a story called Mom v Demon King. Again, that's another story that I started working on in sketchbook number 8, so you can check out that video. Jared, Alina, and Olivia. She's the mom in that story, and these two are part of the villainous team. Oh, and this is when I started working on Jane's redesign because I just wasn't feeling his original design, so started working on it. I use Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen and just any watercolor that I had on hand at the time. Most likely it was the Meeden watercolors. I recently had to buy a new set of the tubes to refill my pans because I finished them. They were only like $8 and I really like them. They're not the highest quality, but for sketchbook stuff they're fine. So this is more trying to work out his outfits. Oh, and yes, I did name him Jane after the Firefly character. Because, yes, I need to rewatch that show. I haven't watched it in a while. But this is when I started to really get down his design. I wanted to give him a little bit of chest armor, but not too much. He is still an assassin. He has to be able to move quickly. And assassin, he's also a former soldier. And he also robs people. He's also a thief as well. He pretty much does everything. And then this is Kara. I did not like her original design, so I decided to redesign her, and I like this design much more. I wanted to use purple and green, because actually when I was younger, those were my two favorite colors. Instead, now it's probably blue. But there are two colors that I don't really use that often, so I decided to use those colors as the main colors for these characters. Oh, another thing is that because this story is set in a more realistic world, I didn't want to have the crazy color hair anymore. So, yeah. It's set in present day, but they travel back and forth between the future and present. So, That's why I wanted to update their outfits, because in the original story, they went to a different world, while in this one, in the new version of the story, it's our world. It's just past and future and present, not past. Yeah, if that makes sense. More Kara, I really liked using the purple because I almost never use purple. More Jane. This wasn't even alcohol markers. This was water-based markers, and it bled onto the other side. Like I said, this paper sucks for everything. Jane. I actually like how this one came out. More of Olivia, and then Corbin. I haven't been drawing the characters from this story very much, even though I still love them. I need to draw them more. But yeah, this is Corbin. He's one of the first original characters that I made. One of the first sets. Raven was the first, but he came close after. This is Oliver. He is Olivia's son. And Walter kind of helped raise him. Yes, Walter is her love interest. I really like Walter. This is a character from the same Cleaners story that Mali is from, and Solomon. I still haven't given him a name yet, though. But I really like him. He kind of sucks as a human, but I like him. He's a loyal guy. Oh, and then this is another character that from Jane and Kara's story. His name is Koto. It's hard to talk about him without giving spoilers, but he is in both the present and they meet him in both times. They're actually sent back to the present to meet him. Meet the younger version of him. But yeah, he's cool. But if you know why I named him Koto, the twist is so obvious, but I can't tell you because that would just spoil everything. Younger Koto, and then stuff happened, okay? Aliens and monsters and things happened. And then this is Rachel. No, she and Mitchell are the people who... after the monsters came, a lot of people died, and they basically run the survivors of this attack, and Jane and Kara have to go back into the present. Well, I keep saying back. They have to be in the present to stop the thing from happening so that the future doesn't happen. That's basically the story. But yeah, I love her. I really like her. I don't usually draw lips because I hate drawing lips, but I think it came out good. And I think this outfit and her walk and her pose and even her hair really shows the kind of person she is. No nonsense. And then this is Mitchell. He's actually younger than Rachel. He's been in love with Rachel since they were in university together. But they're not together in the future because, they have other stuff to worry about. And he is very sad about that. He would like that to not be the case. They do love each other, but it's like, we're probably going to die in the next 5 minutes, so, and we have people to take care of, so we can't really do anything about it. And that's always been for about 30 years. Mitchell and Rachel. I love them. Oh, and I wanted to try to draw what younger Mitchell would look like because we're going to meet the younger versions of them as well in the story. And then I got really obsessed with science fiction and military sci-fi. That obsession kind of left because most of the military sci-fi books I read online had the absolute worst human beings ever as their main characters. So I still like drawing spaceships. I need to draw some more. I really like some of these. I was just trying out some different designs. Younger Rachel. She's still pretty. And yeah, I was trying out I wanted to keep the colors the same so that it would be obvious that it's them in the past. More Spaceships, more spaceships. I like this one. A failure of a drawing. Oh, and then this is where I decided his younger Mitchell's outfit. So this is what he wears in university when they meet him. Then Koto. I really like Koto. He's a morally great character. Like, you're supposed to understand why he does what he does, but you might not necessarily agree with him. But if you were in his situation, you might also do it. That's the kind of character I'm going for with him. But he's not evil at all. No, he's not evil. He just has his issues. And Rachel. Oh, I drew Corbin again. Corbin is a trans guy. I don't mention it much because it doesn't really matter. But I really, really love Corbin. He's probably one of my favorite characters that I created. I can't wait to actually get around to doing his story. It's part of this whole series, the Gaia Glitch, and his story is one of them. Yeah, one of these days I'll go into that. I keep saying that. I've been saying that for like 3 years now and I haven't come around to doing it yet. More Rachel. No, not Rachel. Kara and Jane. Jane, Kara. This is in alcohol markers, this is in colored pencil. Colored pencil is probably the only thing that I don't hate. But I don't really like it either, so it still sucks. Jared, I did this quick sketch, I didn't like it, but I stuck it in anyway. Oliver, he looks a bit too old in this picture. He's only supposed to be about 7. And then Reed from a novel series that I published to Amazon under a pen name. So I haven't decided if I'm going to reveal the pen name or not. I might, but I love this man, which means, he suffers a lot in the story. Mitchell, Koto. I was trying out a different style. I was trying to combine like a manga and Western comic style because there's some things I like in Western comics, that style, and then some things I like in the manga style. And I've been trying to combine the two to make my own style. So, but I don't really like how this one came out. Olivia. This pose came out pretty well, and I colored it in with colored pencil. And then this was water-based markers, but it looks like paint because the paper that I use also sucks. Oh, and this is when I was doing some monster designs for Jane and Kara's story, because there's supposed to be a lot of monsters. It's not really like aliens. It's like the whole city was teleported to a different dimension. The whole city, so not the entire world, just a city, was teleported to this other dimension, and the dimension has monsters. This one is terrifying, but this is even worse. While drawing this, I was like, I don't know if I can put this into the comic because this will give me nightmares if I have to keep drawing it over and over. Which means it should probably go in the comic. I hate bugs. I really, really hate bugs. And flying bugs. Ugh. Oh, so this is from a video I did where I was trying gouache for the first time and I repainted a drawing that I did in Sketchbook 7 or 6. I can't remember. I'll leave a link to that video as well. I failed at gouache and I still fail at gouache. I've tried gouache again a few more times and I just cannot get that medium to work for me. Mom Mitchell, I struggle to draw beards from the side. Well, just beards in general, but I wanted to practice drawing a side profile, so I did that. Everything is falling, but I'll ignore it for now. More Reed. Like I said, I really, really like this character so much. I have the first 2 books published. If I decide to reveal that pen name, then you'll see links to it in the description. You'll see links to my other books in the description as well, because I have a lot of books out. So you can give those a shot if you want. More Koto. Another one from that gouache video. More spaceships. I was trying to use I saw a video on designing with silhouette. I hate that method, so I don't do it anymore. I tried it, but I hate it. I tried it more times than just the hair, but I never got the hang of that. More Mitchell. I haven't drawn these characters in so long. I need to change that. Corbin, I was trying to see what he would look like with a beard because it's a running joke in his story that despite him being a trans man, he's the only one of the main characters who can actually grow a beard. Ryuji hates it, and Seven. Well, Seven is 19, so he's still kind of hoping that his beard is going to come in at some point, but Corbin is the only one who can grow a full beard. This is not a character, I was just drawing stuff and I saw some African symbols, so yeah, just symbolism. This is Dishen trying to seduce me into drawing him more often. It didn't work because I am Arrow Ace, so I don't draw him again for the rest of this sketchbook. Oh, so this is when I started working on another story because I just wanted to design some more characters. Every time I don't know what to do in a sketchbook, I just design more characters. So this is Rio. She is a character in a story set in the same world that Dishen's story is set in. Dishen is an elf, but in this world that means he is a there's a whole story about that, descendant of a cat god, hence the pointy ears. And she is a werewolf, kind of. Yeah. Oh, so this is a halfway mark. It was coincidence that I decided to draw these two pictures at exactly the halfway point of the sketchbook. So I decided to do a younger Rachel and Mitchell and an older Rachel and Mitchell. They really do like each other. Had things not happened the way they did, they would have gotten married and been very happy together. But you know, things happened. And then more Rio. I really like her. She's cool. And then there's Scarlet. Yeah, I was going with a color theme for this. She has no magic. Rio and Scarlet. More Rio and Scarlet. I ended up making Rio the shortest one out of the group. You'll see the other member of the group soon. Kara, Rio. Oh, this is from the same gouache video. This is Olivia. I hate it. More Rio. I wanted to give her a cool necklace, so I was just testing out some designs. More from that gouache video. This was the worst one. More Rio. Solomon. His hair isn't purple. I messed it up. Anyway. More sketches of Rio. I liked how the pencil sketch came out so much that I could not line or color it or anything. I decided to just leave it as is. And then this is, I think I named her Marigold. I have a video trying out Kuretake watercolor paints that I got for my birthday from a friend. I hated them, but you can check out that video if you want to see. I paint Marigold, Scarlet, and Rio. Marigold is actually, I was looking through Pinterest and I saw this Mongolian girl and I thought she was so pretty, so I drew her. But then I wanted to make Marigold thicker, so I did. And yeah, she's a goddess. Though she's a demi-goddess. And I really like the colors for her outfit. Kara, she looks so cute here. And then Rio, Scarlet, and Marigold. Marigold is supposed to be the tallest one, Scarlet the middle one, and Rio is the shortest. Koto, Jane, Mitchell. Yeah, I really wanted to just finish the sketchbook, so you'll notice there's not really a whole lot going on here. Koto, Blanche Bijou. No, she's a werebear, and in this world, werewolves are like the elite task force. They fight for the good. Everybody loves them. Where bears are seen as the cowards, and uh, they're pretty much looked down upon and everything. And she's a werebear. There's more to the story, but I can't remember it off the top of my head because I haven't worked on this in so long. I need to revisit this story. Oliver, Marigold. Oh, and this is when I really started to get into backrooms and the backrooms lore. I think the backrooms was really cool when it just started, and like the first 9 levels are really interesting. But then when people started bringing in the joke levels and all of that, I started thinking it was the lamest thing ever. But this was when I was really into the back rooms, and I was binging Brugly videos and all the backrooms content and looking up stuff online and reading creepypastas. I think I got obsessed, and I wanted to write a story set in the backrooms. I'm not gonna continue that story because copyright stuff would stress me out, but I'm gonna keep the characters and the same concept for the plot line and change up everything else. But this is Cody. I was trying to work on his face and his hair. This is what I ended up deciding on. I haven't decided if I'm gonna keep the inner shirt or not. But yeah, these are his colors. More Blanche Bijou. More things are falling. Just forget about it. Oh, this is Violet. She is a part of Blanche Bijou's group. She is an antagonist, but not a villain, if you know what I mean. She's not evil or anything, but she's directly opposing the heroes. And you're supposed to wonder if the heroes are in the right or if they are too prejudiced. But it's not a race thing, because you're not... Werewolves aren't necessarily born werewolves in this story. It's a gift granted by the moon goddess. So, an average person can become a werewolf, and a werewolf can lose their powers. So, that's why I say it's not a race thing, because you're not born like that. But she is also a werebear, and I really like her purple hair. I was going to have a bit brown hair, but then I went with purple, and I really like it. And this jacket is a thing that everybody in Blanche Bijou's group wear. Don't know who that is. Cody, Jane, Cara, Mitchell. I really like Mitchell and Rachel. They are so nice together. He has a scar on his head. He almost died in one of the monster attacks, so he actually has epilepsy now, and that is another reason why their relationship hasn't progressed, because it's like there's just so much on them at the moment, and they might die, and then he could have a seizure at any point and die as well, so it's a lot. That's why they really want the past to change, so that this won't be their future. Well, one of the many reasons. Also, the fact that most of the people who lived in the city are dead, and they are not on their planet anymore. Well, in their dimension. Jane, Cody, Mitchell, Blanche, Rio, Mitchell and Rachel. They, like I said, they really do like each other. He is a year or two younger than her, though. He always thought she was the prettiest girl ever. She didn't notice him until later, because she's a very driven person, but they do really like each other. And I actually referenced a picture of Bailu and Shukai that's two Chinese actors. They acted in Arsenal Military Academy, which I loved. And they're dating in real life. Or at least they were dating. I don't know if they're still dating. I don't keep up with celebrity gossip. Jane, Blanche. You can see that I was kind of getting really tired of the sketchbook at this point. Oh, and this is Kesa. He is a newly turned werewolf. Actually, I'm still debating between werebears and werewolves, or if they're different werewolves who just don't want to fight, and yeah. But he is a newly turned wolf. Now, Blanche is also a newly turned werewolf or bear. Like I said, I haven't decided yet. So she understands the whole confusion and stuff, and now you have to walk on your two hind legs and everything. Because animals can also be turned into humans by the moon goddess. Kind of. It's complicated because there are other gods who when the moon goddess and the cat god went missing, that's a whole story. They kind of tried to replicate what they were doing, because the world was better when they were there. And they kind of messed things up, which is how you ended up with the elves. But the werewolves was something that the moon goddess started, and it's something they tried to continue, and they kind of messed it up. But anyway, so he is a new human, essentially. So he's going to have a bit of some animalistic features and thing. So I like him though. He's cool. He and Blanche are very, very close. What's her name? Violet. How can I forget her name? It's literally the color of her hair. Rio. I love muscular women. I think muscles just look so good on everybody. So I just like to draw people with muscles because I am super jealous. I just look at these people on Instagram and I'm like, I really want muscles like that. I'm working on it, but I build muscles so slowly. Kara, Koto, his wife is dead, so there's that. Rachel, I like how this pose came out except for the feet. Feet are the worst. I hate drawing feet. I will draw 100 hands before I draw 1 foot. Oh, so this story actually for the backrooms is a story that I put in the backrooms, which is why it's so easy for me to take it out of the backrooms again. When I was about 11 or 12, I came up with a few ideas during class because you're not allowed to read in the school I went to. You're not allowed to read novels. You're not allowed to read... It's not a Christian Catholic school or anything. It was a public school. But we weren't allowed to read. If they caught you reading a textbook, like if you were in maths class and you were reading your history textbook, they will take away your history textbook, and then when your history teacher comes in and you don't have your textbook, they'll give you detention. That was how ridiculous the school rules were. So I started writing novels and stuff because I was just so bored. I did get a few of them taken away because my teachers were evil. But one of the stories I came up with was actually a story where this boy was going to go into this tunnel system and try to find his mother, who willingly abandoned him. There's a reason for that. Kind of willing, kind of unwilling. It was unwilling at first, but then she went back. That's how it became willing. And he goes in to find her, and he's supposed to meet this blonde-haired, green-eyed guy named Adrian. Now, imagine my horror when I watched The Miraculous Ladybug and saw Adrian Agreste, one of the worst, most irritating, I don't like using this word, but toxic male characters. I hate that kid so much. He's the worst. The only worst character in that show is Manon, the little devil creature that Marinette sometimes has to babysit. But yeah, I hate Adrian so much. So for a while, I actually toyed with changing his name and changing his eye color, changing something about him. But then I was like, no, I've had this character for over half of my life in my head. I'm not gonna let some idiot boy in a French cartoon made for children take this character away from me because I love him. So we'll just pretend Adrian Agreste does not exist. And this is Adrian. Now, Adrian, he is an atoner, kinda, if you know the TV tropes. And he was also supposed to be in these tunnels, and he didn't exactly do a lot of good things in his past, but he was misled, and when he realized what was going on, he tried to fix it, and yeah, so there's a lot of guilt, but he's also a bit of an asshole on top of it, so I really like him, and he has a soft spot for Cody, and loves to make fun of him and make him blush and just mess with him. But he and Cody they become friends in the story. They meet in the tunnels. So yeah, this is me still working on him. I love muscles, but I can't draw them well. I'm still working on that. And then Rachel. He wears these bracelets to cover up scars on his wrists because at one point he got arrested. He will never take off his shirt. This is something that will never happen. I just kind of wanted to draw him shirtless because I saw a picture of a shirtless guy and I wanted to practice muscles. But yeah, he will never take off his shirt. This is something that is not going to happen for reasons that make sense in the story. No, it has nothing to do with essay. Not everything has to do with that. He just does not like taking off his shirt at all. Rachel, Cara, Adrian. I wanted to do the pictures as if they were watching each other, so Adrian and Cody. I like how they came out. I referenced Bayou for this, and anybody who knows me knows that I am a huge fan of the Chinese actor Bayou. He acted in Guardian and Detective L, and I love him so much. We do not mention Sao Guang at all. He will forever be Zhao Yunlan or Detective L. I love him. I loved him in Detective L. That was one of the best versions of Sherlock I've seen. If it didn't end on a cliffhanger, I would recommend you watch it, but it ends on a cliffhanger, so I can't recommend it. Marigold. I did these from some figure studies on quick poses, I think. No, line of action. Saya. She is his ex-girlfriend. She stabbed him with a knife, and I'm not sure. Okay, in the other sketchbooks, I drew him in another sketchbook. He keeps playing with this knife. That's the knife she stabbed him with, and I know what you're thinking when I say that they're going to get back together, but she didn't want to kill him. She does love him. She stabbed him to save him. I'll leave it at that for now. But he's been wanting to return the knife to her for a while. They get back together. And this is me trying to work out her outfit. She's supposed to wear a uniform, but I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that idea in the story. Cody, Adrian. He's supposed to look evil, but he's not evil. He's supposed to act evil, but never actually does anything evil. He's one of those guys. He's like tsundere, but instead of love, it's evil. Again, he will never take off his shirt because he doesn't do it. But I saw another shirtless picture of somebody, and I just wanted to draw it. And then this is a drawing that I found. I kept losing it. These are two characters that I designed way back in sketchbook number 2, I think. And I never colored them. and I kind of want to redesign them. This was in 2019 when I just started drawing. So it's basically toddler stage drawing. I like the story. I was obsessed with drawing Jackson, one of the characters in the story, over and over again. But I never actually did anything with the story. And guess what? I've been working on designing characters for a new story in my latest sketchbook because I have a problem. And then this is the end. I wanted to do a nice drawing for the end since I did one in the beginning. And I really, really like how this one came out. I love how this first page came out. So I wanted to do something, but I was also getting tired of the sketchbook. So I did something very easy. This is him talking to me. We will meet again and I will make you pay because I keep hurting them. My mother keeps my mother keeps telling me that my characters have too much problems, but I keep telling her, how am I supposed to write a story if they have no problems? So I just keep giving them more. But they'll end happy. I don't like sad endings, so they'll have a happy ending. Again, this is the sketchbook. Do not buy it. I know it sometimes go on sale for a really good price, but it is not worth it no matter what price it is. Do not buy it. You see this 110 GSM and you'll think it can handle like pens, but everything just bleeds and the paper is really rough. So again, you'd think it would handle pencil well, but it doesn't even handle pencil well because it's too soft and the pencil just digs into it. It's just not nice to work with. But it is acid free and I did finish it. So yeah. That's it. Sketchbook number 9. I want to do sketchbook number 10 soon. So if you are interested in seeing some more modern, not modern, but more recent art, then subscribe. I post art videos and writing videos and review videos on stuff that I use, like this sketchbook and some other sketchbooks I use. And I'm gonna have a few more reviews coming up, and I reviewed some chairs and some seat cushions because I sit at my desk all day. These are things that all artists and writers use. So if you're interested in anything like that to do with art or writing novels or writing comics, which is both writing novels, which is both writing and art, then subscribe to the channel. And I will see you in another video later.